In this video, I'm going to reveal the 3 things I've learned making $10 million online. My name is Charlie Johnston. I run an 8-figure online fitness business and coaching mastermind, and I also have a 7-figure real estate portfolio here in Dubai. And in this video, I'm going to break down the 3 things that I've learned from my journey from 5 years ago being an estate agent to now being a multimillionaire, living in Dubai, having an online business, and having the 3 things I always wanted, which are time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom. And I'm going to share with you the big nuggets that I've learned along the way. Now, the first thing with this is what I call the optimal selling system. And this is something I wish I knew before I went into the online space. Because only 5 years ago, I left my job as a full-time real estate agent or estate agent in the UK in Surrey, 25th of February, 2019. That was my day of independence when I escaped the matrix of the job I was in. Now, the optimal selling system, what the hell is this? Now, we've got 2 things that you can do to acquire customers. You've got the paid ad route, you've got the organic route in terms of just making content. Now, one thing you have to think about a lot in the online space is contrarian thinking. Now, what's contrarian thinking? Doing the opposite of everyone else. So at the moment, there's a lot of people who are going very heavily into the organic content route, and I understand the irony of saying this because I'm currently making organic content right now, but because everyone is going right, that means there's space on the left. So this actually means in some respects, paid ads are easier at the moment because everyone's trying to do the organic route and a lot of low ticket stuff, which is also something else we're going to come into. In my opinion, one of the big influences of this is because of Alex Hormozi, who has had a huge influence in terms of the industry. Now, if we go into paid ads, I have personally spent around $1.8 million on Facebook ads. I've lost a lot of money, I've made a lot of money, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that have actually allowed me to scale my business profitably. Now, the most important thing to understand when you have paid ads, if you get this to work, you essentially have a cash machine, a money printer. It's going to spin off money. So that's essentially where you put £1 in the front end, $1 in the front end, you get $3, $4 out the back end, £3, £4 out the back end. The reality is, big problem most people don't know is the numbers well enough. So some of the critical numbers you have to obsess over with paid ads. One is your LTV, lifetime value of customer. How much on average does every customer spend with you? Number 2 is your cost of acquisition. How much does it cost for you to acquire a customer? And very, very simply, if you understand those 2 numbers, you can understand how profitable you can be in terms of scaling. The third thing I'd add into that is actually your ROAS on the front end. So that's your return on ad spend, because you don't want to be in the negative at the beginning because it means you're going to be losing money at the start to grow your business, which is a risky game. Big companies can play that game, you can't. An example of that would be Amazon, who often actually end up losing money at the start when customers come in. They actually lose money on Amazon Prime, but they make so much money overall because their systems are so good and they sell so much volume that it works. Now, if we look at different paid acquisition systems, there's a couple of different ones we can use. Now, first we have a VSL. This is a video sales letter. Number 2 is a webinar where essentially we get people's details, we get them into watch some type of training, and then we obviously try and sell them at the end. The third thing is going to be messenger ads. Fourth one is going to be opt-ins, so like running people to a lead magnet or something like that. We're giving some value away. We're going to get people's details. We can email them. We're going to call them. We're going to WhatsApp them. We're going to SMS them to try and get them in that funnel. Now, the first part of the optimal selling system is the top of funnel, traffic, pulling people through. The goal then we have is to do 2 things in our business. We book a sales call, we close sales call. And if you are doing high ticket selling, you're selling products at more than $1,000, £1,000, like 3, 4, 5K, you have to do this on the phone. Very few people are going to click and buy. So if you're currently doing this right now, that's where you're losing money very, very fast. Now, when it comes to looking at paid advertising versus organic, now I might have just been promoting a paid then and saying it's wonderful because you can scale really, really fast. However, one of the best ways you can get your paid traffic to work is to have great organic content, because online skepticism is higher than ever. So how can you combat that? You can create great value on the internet. You can make yourself relatable. You can show yourself with your other clients, customers, and make yourself reducing the skepticism bar, which is higher than ever right now. So what does that look like in terms of practical sense? Someone comes across a paid ad, they see something ad from me, for example, they click on my Instagram profile, they then see all of my content that I posted over 7,000 times on Instagram. Yes, this wasn't an overnight success for me to get $10 million. It's taken me a while and a lot of volume. And this is actually a nugget I'd give. I think in business a lot about like a blunt force. The reason so many people don't actually do very well is because you don't fucking do enough. You need to do volume, you need to try hard. The more volume you do, the better you get. And guess what? The luckier you get as well. So if something's not working right now, just keep going, keep working hard, provided you've been given the right strategy by someone. you know works. So for me, for example, I won't go and do something if I know it doesn't work. If I know loads of other people have done it or other people who've been successful with that, I know I can be successful with it too. Now, when we look at organic, how that's going to crush it for you is that in terms of when people hit the paid, it's going to improve the conversion rates. With organic, we can also get that to work for us in terms of acquisition by doing a lot of outbound messaging, people coming in organically. And this is actually where I built a huge proportion of my business, particularly at the beginning, back in the good old days, because I didn't understand paid advertising at the time, didn't have anyone to teach me. So essentially what we were doing back then, I was just creating loads and loads of valuable content, sharing sick like custom results. My fitness business was like before and after photos, and my business basically blew up from that. And that's where one of the things you have to understand is you can't sell a shitty product. If you can't solve people's problems, you're going to struggle to have a business. And this is where you have to identify like where is the gap in your business of maybe your skill set or what's the bottleneck and what's the thing you need to fix. Because you can't sell crap to people because you're going to ruin your reputation. Customers aren't stay with you. You don't have lifetime value customer. And then also it's not actually going to get you the most important thing, which is referrals. Because what we want is one customer to refer two customers, and then your business will grow forever for free. And 7-figure scaling systems, one of my businesses, and also our fitness business, CJ Coaching, have grown very heavily off of that because I really, really care about customers. I really care about our clients. And this is one of the things that I think about a lot is what I want isn't actually customers. I want clients. A customer is someone who buys from you once. A client is someone who buys from you over and over and over again. And that increases the lifetime value of a customer of how much money you make. So remember in your mind, if you want to get to $10 million, you want to get to $5 million, you want to get to your first million, you want clients, you don't want customers. And this is where I see a lot of people in the B2B space, coaches helping other coaches. There's like a churn and burn model. They just want to sign people up, fuck them off, and out they go. That's completely opposite I want. What I want is people to come work with me for the next 5, 10 years. Maybe not 10 years, but like I might be doing something else then. Next 5 years at least. And the reality is if someone wants to come in, they want to get a business from going from 0 to 300K a month, I can help you do that because I've done it in my own fitness business. I've done it in all my other businesses. And this is where it's very, very simple. You find someone who's done the thing you want to do, you get them to teach you, and you execute very, very quickly because success loves speed. Now with content, last thing I'm going to touch on this, the big mistake I see a lot of people making right now is they're not showing their personality, they're not showing their real life. People buy from people. I've documented my whole journey on YouTube. We've got 3 different YouTube accounts. If you check out my original one, Charlie Johnson Fitness, it will literally just come up, and I've got videos from like 7, 8 years ago. Literally some of it was when I was a estate agent, and that shows the backstory. And for me, that's something I really want to document from the beginning, is the rise and where I wanted to go. And this is something I'm doing now on this separate channel focusing on my business content specifically. So if you right now, wherever you are on your journey, documenting your content is the most valuable thing for you to look back from where you came from. And then secondly, in terms of for your audience to see, cool, this guy's legit. Like if they look back, they can see everything. And I'm very, very open. And the big thing from my point of view is that I want to do 2 things. I want to speak the truth and I want to tell the facts, because I've got the truth from my own business. I've got the facts I can show. You can see a 2 Comma Club X award on the wall there. We've done over $10 million. I can't be making it up. I currently live in my dream apartment in Dubai. Recently bought my dream car, which is a supercar, which is a Ferrari 488. And I pretty much have everything I want because I put in the work and I did all the things I needed to do, took the risk and took action. Now, with the risk having big mistakes, I lost $80,000 to a tech team that I shouldn't have hired. And this is where you learn quickly from mistakes and have to understand just because you hired one person that didn't work out, doesn't mean that everyone's bad. Now, the second thing I want to go into this video is a big mistake I was actually taught at the beginning from my first mentor, and that's doing low ticket coaching. The quickest way to not have a scalable business at the beginning is low ticket coaching, because you actually need to have higher amounts of income, higher amounts of profit, higher amounts of revenue, so you can put the money back into the business and have higher margin. If you charge cheap, you get cheap clients who are problematic, and you create a lot of volume in the business, which makes you a busy fool, but it gives you the golden handcuffs where you're stuck to the business doing a lot of work, but not really getting a lot for it. So what do I want in my businesses? I want high prices, high profit margins, great client results, give people high quality service that they pay for, but can truly change their life. Now, what I actually did at the beginning, if I take it back, is I started a program called Shred and 8, which was an 8-week transformation program. It was actually one of the biggest ones in UK, Europe, probably the world at the time. I literally lit that up. I was crushing it on Facebook ads, organic content, shout out pages, which was a thing back in the day. We originally were charging £99 for this, and I think the first time I did it, maybe we were like 100 people in it, so I made like 10 grand. I was like, oh, this is baller. And then I think I got up to the point where I was making about 800 to 1,000 people in it, and eventually at that point I was doing £47 a month. I had some upsells in it. I was maybe making 25, 30,000 a month. There was a lot of headaches in it, a lot of hassle. We actually had so many clients, we would break the software we were working on at the time, which was my PT Hub. The whole thing would crash on like launch day because we'd have like 1,000 clients start their program and the whole thing would blow up. And this is where I say to you that with big volume becomes big problems. Like, can you imagine having 1,000 people really pissed because the program didn't work that they bought and on the day it's supposed to start? That was the reality of what was happening a lot of the time. And that wasn't my fault. Like, I don't own the software platform we'd white labeled at the time, so that's something that as an owner, we have to take extreme ownership of. Now, what happened from there, going from low ticket, I had someone who bought our fitness program, eventually he bought a very high ticket program, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. But the moment everything changed for me, I sold a program to someone sitting in Starbucks in Kingston upon Thames in Surrey for 8 weeks for £500. And I remember being there and like, holy shit, this is like, it's like I'd invented the wheel because I was suddenly playing a different game. I was getting 5 times as much revenue per one customer as I was previously. From that point, I understood, okay, maybe this is where I should be going. I should push the pricing on this business and we can make a lot more money. What did I do from there? We pushed that angle, and from there, I actually sold one person who paid £9,000 for a year's coaching with me, who had originally bought the £100 thing. So the guy who bought a £100 program then paid £9,000, basically the same thing, but just some one-to-one contact with me. Now, this shows as an example how much money you lose by doing low-ticket coaching, because there's people in that group who would have paid way, way more. If you've got a business right now, there's people in your business who would pay way, way more for access to you to actually like give them the result they want and have more accountability, more one-to-one support, and they pay for access. And from there, that's when we start to push high ticket. That's when we start to scale really, really quick. And that's when I think we got to 100K months, probably in 2020, around then. From there, I tried to do a big problem, a big mistake, which was I was trying to target pushing out our low ticket 8-week challenges and then also doing high ticket, the same thing. Now, the problem when you promote a low ticket program, which is £99, high ticket, which is like 3 to 5K, the low ticket cannibalizes the high ticket because people will see your low ticket program, be like, well, I'll just try the £99 thing. Why am I going to buy the 3,000? It's a diet, nutrition, training program. So huge piece of advice for you. If you have a high ticket program and you have a low ticket offer, you want the Voldemort strategy. The Voldemort strategy is something I came up with because I like Harry Potter, and Voldemort is something you never talk about, so we shouldn't be talking about this right now. And the Voldemort strategy is where we keep that offer in our pocket and we just downsell it to people on sales calls, or we sell it in DMs. So if you have high ticket, low ticket, do the Voldemort strategy, hide that from everyone. Number 3, big thing I learned from getting to $10 million. Stop blaming other people. Don't blame the economy, don't blame the mentor, don't blame your teams. When it comes to teams, you hire them, you train them, so if they suck, you suck. Like, take full ownership of every single problem that's in your business, because the business will only grow to the level of the skill set the entrepreneur has. So I'm not yet making $1 million a month because I don't have the skill set yet to make $1 million a month. Now, if you're at a position you're not making 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, or even your first £1,000 a month, it's because you don't have the skill set to do that. So you have a knowledge gap you need to condense and fill. And my biggest driving force in my life, since I realized the value of coaching, which was when I first got in shape and did a photo shoot when I was about 26, 27, was if I just find someone who knows what they're doing, if I pay them to teach me to do the thing and tell me what to do, I do it as well as I can and as quickly as possible, I get the result. So I hired a fitness coach, he got me in great shape for my first ever photo shoot, first time I ever had abs, just did whatever he told me to do, no guesswork, got results. I was like, we're onto something here. And that's how fitness actually changed my life in some respects. Now, when it comes to business, it's the same thing. Particularly at the beginning, it's much, much easier. So if you're making less than 50, 100K a month, like for me to get someone to make a coaching business to make 10, 20K a month, they can do it in my sleep, like bang, 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 bang. Because our success rate on that is like 87%, because it's so easy if someone's willing to be coachable, willing to work hard, and also willing to have a bit of patience. Because if it was easy as I could get my phone and I was going to pop an Instagram post and 50 million people can DM me and want to buy something, everyone would be making 200K a month online. And you have to understand anything that is hard, that means it has a value. So when you're looking to actually understand how business really works, you need to identify your deficiencies and what the bottleneck is in the business. Now, in business, they call it a bottleneck because a bottleneck is at the top, which means it's you. So you identify the bottleneck, what is the point of constraint, whether it's lead flow, so front end traffic, your sales processes, you're selling like a cheap price offer, you're not good at sales, or your fulfillment operations, your program's not getting great results, you're not getting referrals, you're not retaining clients. These are the 3 things you really want to be looking at. And as your business scales, you basically break these into 3 different people. So you essentially want the traffic guy, traffic content guy at the front, number 1, so that'll basically be my main job. Number 2, you want the salesperson who runs the sales team, who brings in the money, brings in the loot, which is Jack and our team. And then thirdly, you want someone who runs operations of fulfillment. So my team is Aiden. Now, we have an absolute rock star team full of weapons. I've been very fortunate, or maybe created my own luck in terms of building that. And that comes down to having skin in the game, of actually willing to invest into people to bring into my business. A lot of people haven't worked. We've churned through a lot of people, and you have to understand that for you to find diamonds, you've got to dig a lot. And you're going to get some people come in who cause problems, and it's going to be stressful managing them. I don't particularly like managing people, but what I do like from people is it gives me leverage. So I'm making this YouTube video right now. Once I've uploaded it into my computer, I never touch it again. That's because I have a form of leverage with a team who will handle this for me. Same as other things. So if you want to get to $10 million, you need to have leverage from a team and also leverage from the actual business you have in terms of operations and systems. So these are the 3 big needle movers in me getting to $10 million. This has completely changed my life in terms of the position I'm in right now. And my fulfillment and value comes from helping other people do the same, which is why I'm trying to document as much as I can of my own personal journey on this YouTube channel. If you took some value from this, make sure you smash the like. And if you want help in terms of blowing up your own business, maybe get your first million, first 10 million, then you hit the link below this video and you can book in a free call with us to find out exactly how we can help you. It's not a sales call. We'll literally just run you through in terms of what we do with our own businesses, basically give you a load of value in terms of how we can help you make money with the selfish goal. We want you to come and work with us.